I've been thinking a lot about, and probably somewhat because it's just I'm constantly looking for some, like, I guess a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of kind of motivation. My mind went to a lot of different places because you and I have known each other for a lot longer than the relationship in this business. And so I was thinking back about all the different crazy ventures that we had gotten into as far as trying to actually like start businesses or do investments, right? I had totally forgot about this, okay? Totally forgot about this. And this was hilarious. I remember I was still working at the radio station. And somehow, I don't even specifically know where the lead came from, but I had gotten some lead on an opportunity to buy like a lot, like a group of laptops, Dell laptops, right? And I had $0, like nothing. I'm like, the only person that I know that hoards money is Chris Lowery. So I call Chris Lowery and somehow convince him to give me $2,000 to go buy these laptops, right?
Yep.
And the whole sum of it was, we can buy these laptops, we can resell 8 of them, and then we both get to keep a laptop, and then we break even. Like that was the initial investment of our first business venture, which we did. So we buy this lot of laptops, we resell 8 of them somehow. I don't remember who all we swindled into buying these laptops, but we ended up with our 2 laptops and the $2,000 back. I believe that was the investment. It was somewhere around there.
It was in there.
And then from that, we sat down and said, hey, we need to start a business buying crap and reselling it.
Yes, we did.
Because this is going to be the next big thing. It was a lot of those types of things. So those were funny stories, but then we fast forward, right, and we go, okay, you and I convinced our wives, one, to start the eBay business.
Do you remember the other business?
Against our better judgment. I
think UPS is still looking for us. So you may not want to say that.
I signed up for a UPS account, right, and so that we could sell this stuff, because we were selling all this stuff on eBay, and they started sending like tons of labels and crap.
We got a case today.
And then that wasn't working so well, and so if you remember this, where we convinced our wives. Now this is a good one.
I was wondering if you remembered that one.
We convinced our wives that we were going to start a window washing business, but here was the kick. We both had full-time jobs,
so they were going to wash the
windows. They were going to wash the windows. The only thing that came out of this was Chris got his windows at his house washed by our wives. I was talking to Jessica about this last night, and she reminded me that while they were doing that, we had convinced them that it was best for them to do this and learn the process while we were inside playing Stuntman on the PlayStation.
Yes, because they were going to be doing this on their own, so they had to practice on their own.
Oh. This was all prior to any of my involvement in Loc-Doc. This was all in the early 2000s.
You're forgetting our DJ business.
Yeah, we did have a DJ business.
We did 2 free birthday parties.
This was part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because this is like early 2000s, us trying to figure out, hey, we need to do something together to grow, like to build a business.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, the opportunity was right in front of us, and we were just looking elsewhere. So I don't know if you remember this place. Do you know where we are?
Are we at the coffee shop?
Yeah, I don't think it exists here anymore.
No, I don't think so.
So this parking lot here, this is if we go back to that 2003, 2004 time frame, Chris and I and our wives, Jessica and Jennifer, we hung out here a lot, and actually in this parking lot, because there was a coffee shop over there. I believe it was called Jackson's Java, right beside Amalfi's Pizza. But we would hang out here on Sunday nights this was well before children, well before those responsibilities, and we would just hang out here and talk, and we would stay in the coffee shop until it closed, and then we would come outside and stand in the parking lot for hours talking and hanging out and joking. But it was interesting. You just reminded me of this. They had checkers and chess and all that stuff in there, and Chris and Jennifer played. It was one of the first really understandings of how strategic Chris thinks, and how like it was him and Jennifer playing checkers. The game was like 5 hours long. One checkers game. It wasn't like a constant match. It was one checkers game. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure I will.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it was a battle. Sure. It was a battle to the death. But anyway, so we would spend hours here dreaming and talking and coming up with these crazy business ideas that we thought we could do, and convincing our wives and convincing people that we thought that it would work. But it was all happening here, and we had no idea. This was early 2000s, just kind of dreaming about what could be. And I remember, and this was the reason that I wanted to come to this specific place in this parking lot, because this is the exact place where the conversation about how Chad would work with Loc-Doc kind of came about. So I was kind of at the end of my time at my previous job, which was a radio station. I was looking. I told Chris, we were just leaning against the back of the truck one night, and I said, I think I'm just going to go get a job at like the cable company installing cable, or maybe UPS or something like that. I just want a job where I can clock in and clock out. And he said, well, if you're interested in doing something like that, we have an opening available. And at that time, they had just received kind of a notice from somebody that was getting ready to leave and move on. And so it just, the timing just kind of lined up. And that began a conversation that turned into an employment where I started at Loc-Doc in like August of 2004. So that brought us, but this was the place, like literally, I don't remember exactly the space that we were in, but it was somewhere in this area where we were just standing and talking, and it really kind of brought us to an understanding of what could be, but we really didn't even know. It was just a job at that time, and I was looking for an opportunity to not have responsibility. Like, I was tired of just working nonstop and having all these responsibilities, so I was looking at something that I could just clock in, clock out. That worked out well for me. So that's what we came from.
That's exactly where we started. Loc-Doc Incorporated started in a men's bathroom.